Thief Gold was ahead of its time. The game has aged, but things like T-Fix can help fix the game so it fits in a proper resolution of 1920 by 1080p. The game runs in a thing called Dark Engine, which honestly is a pretty solid engine. For a game that was published in 1998, the maps were massively detailed, and not that bad. The game makes me actually feel like I'm in a world, other than other games that have been released in earlier times, like Hitman Contracts. That game felt more aged than actually Thief Gold, which is really surprising. So today I'm gonna tell you guys why Thief Gold is worth your time.
No point in waiting.
There are 3 difficulties in Thief Gold. Expert is the hardest, and I would recommend using Expert. But lower difficulties require less of these checklists, and requires less valuables to steal. On the easiest difficulty, you just get a free extract from maps when you finish the main objective. I'd recommend playing on the hardest difficulty because it forces you to explore these maps and search every nook and cranny of them. Now this is the shop. Before every mission you'll buy items that you need, like healing potions, water arrows, broadhead arrows, all that sort of stuff. We have a sword. Garrett is really bad at fighting. Don't think this is Dishonored. He's just terrible at it. A blackjack. That is the best item in the entire game. I tell you what, water arrows is another super great item. Completely worth it. 2 options that we can't see yet, being moss arrow and rope arrows, are both very useful items. The game surprisingly has a lot of NPC dialogue.
Last time I was there was a real eye gouging. Nah, it makes me sick. When I was a kid. Huh, surprised you're even in this job.
Ooh, the blood, it turned my poor tummy.
Shut up, you taffer. You want blood?
Alright, that's all I really wanted to show. Now let's get into the gold. You actually have to reference the map. Memorize sort of the map that you're walking through. You have an idea of where your exits might be, and what areas might be heavily guarded, or not guarded at all. Some maps can be useful, other maps can be a map is better than nothing. See that emblem at the bottom of the screen? The more we are in the shade, the more our emblem will go dark. And the more our emblem is dark, the more invisible we are to the enemy. Since right here I can't see an easy way to sneak up behind this guard, I try to find another way. I get stuck at a gate, not really knowing how to open it. Gladfully, I actually found the dang lever that was hiding in plain sight. Heading up the ladder, I go behind the guard and knock him out. And then we have a blackjack montage. Sorry, it was just too satisfying. So anyways, I was having trouble with the controls and I couldn't actually figure out how to pick up the body. So the second guard came around the corner and I had to knock him out too.
Don't worry, I'll find you.
I eventually figured out the controls. They weren't the best, but they got the job done. So I headed down into the mansion. I heard some guards, so I took out a water arrow and shot out a torch. Opening the chest, I couldn't figure out what I got, and I thought that was a little bit scuffed. I figured out that I can get an activatable item by one sound, and treasure from another sound, so I could actually figure out if I got something useful or if I got something worth money. Depending on if the floor is a rug or a tile, is hugely going to determine if the enemy will hear me or not when sneaking up on them. figured out flashbangs can be used to knock out enemies by blinding them and then hitting them in the back of the head with a blackjack. You can collect treasure that looks like normal cups and plateware as long as it's made out of gold or is silver coins. I spent a little time to walk around the map and look at the details. It was a lot more impressive than other games around the time that this game released. There's just so much detail, and the rooms weren't just big, empty, square boxes. Like, it was an actual building that they put together. Keep your eyes peeled, because there can be secrets around in this game. You can also b-hop in this game to build up speed. So I go through the secret passage to get to a big room with a guard. The guard said no and left. So I decided, hey, might as well get the scepter and get the hell out of here. And so I went, flashbang in hand, guards in the way, flashed them, got out smoothly. Oh, you thought this game was all just about stealing? Well, you'd be surprised. That's right, this game has zombies. Dead end. And whatever the fuck that is. So I use a moss arrow to make sure my feet don't make any sounds on the metal ground.
Clanky metal grating. I better tread softly.
No one walks.
Then I had a little tussle with Mr. 180.
Come forth and fight me, villain. Fear thou thy...
Gotta hit me with that fucking light, dude. Good fucking luck, bro. Come on. Wait. You need a light between us. Yeah. Got that right. What are you gonna do? Hit me across the middle of that shit? No. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. This is my light. Yeah. 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 Yeah, how do you like
Bring
that?
thyself hither. This way.
Yeah, yeah, you've been bested, dude. You got light. You got lighted, bruh. And so, to finally finish off this entire review, the rope arrow. You can retrieve it after you use it. You can climb up and get to areas you couldn't get to before. Ain't that neat? Yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah. If you enjoyed the video, you can always remember to check out future videos. But not just that. If you don't subscribe, I'm gonna set Garrett at you, and he'll knock you out with that blackjack. Trust me. He's scary as hell, man. That blackjack ain't nothing to mess with. That thing's seen stuff. But yeah, Thief Gold was a enjoyable experience for me the first time I played it, and I just wanted to cover it in this review to just show you guys everything that is in Thief Gold without spoiling the actual maps overall. Thief Gold to me is about at least an 8 or 9 out of 10. For how it's aged, honestly, when it was released, it was probably a 10 out of 10. This game was definitely ahead of its time.